Welcome back to our Naturally Vincy family. Thank you guys for tuning in for another video. If you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. You give this video a big thumbs up, as well as make sure you share this video with your family and friends. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, everything. Make sure you share this video. It helps us out a lot. Today, I have my mom here today, Mama J. She's very famous on our Facebook page. We do have lives every single Sunday on our Facebook page if you want to check that out, but she's known as Mama J there, and Mama J is going to be coming on today, and she's going to be sharing her story of how she immigrated to Canada. So I hope you guys enjoy her story of immigrating to Canada, and here she is.
So good evening, my name is Joycelyn and I'm from Bellevue, St. Vincent. I don't know how many of you know Bellevue, but Bellevue is one of the beautiful, most friendliest village in St. Vincent. I know I'm gonna get a lot of lashback from this, but it's the truth. So Angelique wants me to talk about immigrating to Canada. But my thing is why did I choose to come to Canada? I know that I always want to go to America because I heard that America is the land of there are lots of opportunities, and I did my visa to go to America, but I was turned down at that time. So at that time I was dealing with a 5-year-old child. I have my 5-year-old daughter, and I was forced to do different things, like working in the field, which was very, very hard work to do, like weeding, and at that time they had tobacco. I was working in the tobacco field, and because the thing is, I try to apply for different jobs in St. Vincent. At the time, I went to different ministers of government seeking employment. I was doing my little sewing, like sewing dresses for people. If anybody doesn't know that, yes, I'm a J can sew. But I haven't done it since I came to Canada, because I think that sometimes you do things and things kind of change your mind from doing that. I used to sew like for money. Like that's how I used to make some money too. But because of the people would tell you, okay, make the dress, and they would stay months to come for it. Some of them would owe you, and you wasn't getting the money fast enough, so it wasn't a business that you want to be in. Going into the fields to work. So after I couldn't, do the sewing, then I was forced to go in the field, weeding, whatever was there to be done, I would do it in the field. So it wasn't easy. Then my sister migrated to Canada, and in about a year, when she had a year here, she said, I'm going to send for you. I didn't take it as anything. I didn't want to come at the time, because that time I just find myself a new boyfriend, and when you have like a love at that time, you don't want to leave, and you want to kind of build a relationship, even though things wasn't going nice. You hear about Canada, you don't know what it's all about, but my mind was, money grow on tree. That's what a lot of people were saying about, that money grow on tree. I didn't understand what they were saying. So my sister sent a ticket for me, which I protest not to come. I asked different of my sisters if they would go for me. I didn't know that you couldn't transfer the plane ticket into somebody else's name, but I try something. But it was a blessing for me, because before I went to Trinidad, and Risha was very young. I was to leave her and go to Trinidad. I was seeking employment. But that didn't work out. I was stressed, I was missing her, so I went back home. So to come to Canada now, I was thinking, well, okay, it's gonna be about the same feeling what I had with the US, with Trinidad. So I was forced to make up my mind to come to Canada, which I did. Coming through immigration, it was the easiest thing that ever happened. Like, my aunt was outside, they just asked me, so who are you going to meet? I said, my aunt. They said, oh, enjoy your stay. So I came out and I saw my aunt standing there. So I said to my aunt, I'm not finished yet. My aunt said, what do you mean you're not finished? You're outside. Come, let's go. Come, let's go. So I came out and, you know, life began in Canada. And, you know, having a child at home, you having nightmares, you studying about your child, what's happening, if they're going to the beach, what, you know, all kind of stuff, crazy stuff just go through your head. But I was able to overcome that. I promise that if I eat half of a bread, my mom would eat the other. If I have a whole bread, I eat half, my mom would have the other half. Because they were the ones who were looking after my daughter. And I never one day give up that notion that I'm not going to look after them back home. I always try my best to make sure that they have everything. So after I get here, it was in July, I think, that I came to Canada. It took a couple months. I was staying by my uncle, and I went out one day. I didn't have a job. I was coming home, and he was standing under the veranda, and he saw me coming across. You know, like in the Caribbean, you know, you cruise. You take your time and you walk. You know, it's not like hustle and bustle that you have to run here, run there. I was taking my time and going home. And when I went upstairs, he was mad. He was mad, I'm telling you. He said to me, Joycelyn, if you say you're going to walk in Canada, you're not going to make it. And the thing is, I want to make it because I have to make it for my daughter. I have a daughter back home. I have family back home who depend on me. So every time I remember that, I would like, just run. Just run. You should see me running. I was like, I was literally running because I want to make sure that I make it in Canada. I have to make sure that I make it in Canada. So as time goes by, I pick up a job which was making $100 a day, and not a day, $100 a week. And you have to pay rent, you have to buy food, you have your daughter to support, plus you have to pay back for the ticket. Don't think that the ticket is free because she had was to borrow the money, so I had was to pay it back. So with $100 in those days, it went a long way because I was able to send money and stuff like that. I would buy little things in order to send home, and you know, as time goes by. So after that, you know, and when I went to that first job, I was forced to go by myself. I didn't know the place. They just give me the address. I call up, you know, the bus terminal, the TTC. Oh, I need to go to this place. They give me the address, but still, you know, you don't know. You don't know how to find it. When you go to that place, it was like, you don't know. You don't know what to expect because it's your first job. It's your first job in a different country. It's like something totally different. The place was so cold. It was in September. It was cold, and You know, you have to go and pick up the little boy from school, and you know, you complain, but still you're not getting anywhere. So I end up and leave that job. Then over in the same area, not the same area, but in the same Jewish neighborhood, I went there, and I went to look for a different job, and that one was a bad experience, because at that time it was like during the snow, and it was my first time seeing the snow. So this lady, like, you know, I accept the job and everything like that. I think it was 5 children. I have to be doing the vacuuming, and I have the baby in my hand. The mother is home, but I have to be doing that. When the baby cries at night, I have to go and change the baby. So it was like, I said, you know what? I cannot do this. So when the day of the snow, like, she called me, because, you know, you have to tell a little bit of white lie that you were here for so many years, and, you know, which I want, like, it's like you need something. You have to do what you have to do. So she said that she called me, and she said, you ever come and see the snow? And I was so amazed to see what, you know, you never see the snow before. And I pretend that I know about the snow, because I told her I was here like 5 years. I pretend like I know the snow. But after she was gone, I went back to my room, and you should see how I was, you know, just looking at it. I just want to go out and just feel it, touch it, to see, you know, it's something that really, really amazed me, to see how the snow falls, to see, you know, how God is good. Let's put it that way. So, you know, to, like, my sister guide me into different things, how to use the washing machine, and different things, because you don't have those things at home. We never have those things at home. So all we used to do, you know, you go to the river, you know about the hand washing, and you know about the putting the fire underneath under the pot, and all this sort of stuff. Even though when I leave back home, we had gas stove and everything like that, but it was a different experience. So I promised myself that I promised God that I want to be a different person, wherein I can help other people. Because I know what other people are going through back home. I know what people are going through here. I said, just make me a better person than the person who I am today. And from ever since, God has been on my side. He have been guiding me. I did different jobs. I did different things. Some of them were good. Some of them were mistakes that I made in life. And I promised that I would do whatever it takes to make myself successful. It wasn't an easy journey. Life in Canada, it wasn't easy. It was ups and downs. Remember, I didn't came here with papers. I didn't have like my mom here, or a family member who sponsored me, or whatever. You have to walk through the ranks in order to get that. And I did myself that, and after 10 years, after 5 years, I was able to bring Risha to Canada, because she spent 5 years back there with my family, and she was 10 when she came to Canada. Bringing a child here without a father, I know that I had the support from my sisters. They were very supportive of me. I remember that I never had a babysitter for Risha. I couldn't afford it. I would buy Risha clothes, I would buy the clothes, but I'll make sure that I buy them big. So once Risha finished wearing them, then I would wear them after, because I was kind of tiny too. When I came here, I was 127 pounds for maybe over a 10-year period. So I stayed the same weight for a long period of time. So I would make sure that when I buy her clothes or even her shoes, because we were wearing almost the same size shoes, I would buy them. So whenever she's finished wearing them, I would wear them after. Her pants, her, her top and everything like that, I would wear them after. So life wasn't easy. It wasn't a easy road, but as I said, I make up my mind that I will make it. Landed jobs here and there, doing different things, going different places, working, and I remember that one time I was working with the same agency that I'm with here, doing healthcare. And I went to the job, and when I was going, I came off at the start, but I find that it was too long. So I said, you know what, when I'm coming back out, I'm gonna see if there is any shortcuts that I can take to go there. So the next day I came off and I take the shortcut, and the shortcut, it never ends. The shortcut take me like maybe more than 3 hours looking for that place that would have taken me like maybe 7 minutes to walk in. The snow was falling, I was crying, I was running, I was like, that time I'm saying, I can't take this. I have to go back home. I have to go back home. But when you think, what are you going back home to do? What am I going back home to do? If I couldn't find a job then, would I find a job when I go back home and I have my child to feed? I don't want to depend on no man. I don't want to depend on a man to say, well, okay, he's gonna give me money, or to say I'm depending on my family for money. No. I want to know that, and that's one thing that I always ask for, let me be independent. Let me, not that I don't want anything from anybody, I'm not saying that, but I don't want to be begging and beseeching under anybody for anything. I want to know that I'm working for that. I can support my child without I have to go and beg. So it was a struggle, but I was able to overcome it. I was able to overcome that. I made mistakes in life. I rectified like mistakes. You make it. But the thing is, I didn't continue to make those same mistakes. I really learned from my mistakes. And so far, life has been pretty good to me. I have my 2 children. I support them without any fathers. I raised my 2 children with the help of my family. I would say I raised them by myself. My mom was here to help me when Angelique was small. She had my mom was babysitting at times. Her dad babysit from the beginning, but then my mom, she came up and she was helping me out. And life wasn't a bed of roses. But thank God I make it. I can always say, that's the song that I always, when things not going right for me. At one time I remember when I was flat on my face, when Risha just came up to Canada. I said I was good, but because the thing is I was to go back. in order to get my papers. So I spent some time there. So the money that I had was to use it up. And I always sing this song, I'll be back on my feet again. That was the motto of my life, that I will be back on my feet again. I'm struggling right now, but I will be back. And maybe some people are struggling, but you have to tell yourself that you will be back on your feet. And I always like this song, I have a roof up above me. I have a good place to sleep. There is food on my table and shoes on my feet. Lord, you've given me your love, Lord. You've given me a fine family. I've had the greatest family out. They have supported me all through this. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. I have no regret, and I thank God so far that I've been able to help in whatever way that I can. And to people who are thinking that I cannot make it, guys, you can make it. If I make it, well, I am not fully I haven't fully yet, but I'm on my way to making it bigger. So I always thank God for His love, His mercy, and His kindness towards me. And I will continue to do whatever it takes in order to make life better for me, for my family, and for others.
Thank you so much, Mom, for sharing your story of how you immigrated to Canada. It was a wonderful story, and we're so happy and grateful for you coming to Canada, because it just gave us that privilege of living in a first world country with many opportunities, and it gave us the opportunity to start our own businesses and just work stable jobs, have full-time jobs through your sacrifice that you paid. And it was so great. I'm so grateful to be able to hear that story, because there's things that you said that I didn't even know about before. So I'm finding out things just as you guys are. But that will be all for today's story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Also, if you're new here or you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as if you have anything that you'd like to say or you'd want to learn more about Mama J, comment down below, ask your questions. You can even let us know your immigration story. We'd love to hear from you. As well as if you haven't already, make sure you like our Facebook page. We do live streams every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you get to see more of Mama J. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, and have a wonderful day.